the shift for me seemed not much.
No.
I mean, like to have this desire to love people by fixing them is really close to what you're saying about loving them is a form of witnessing being loved. Loving them is a form of witnessing the fact that you're loved and you're in this work of transformation. They see it, they're attracted to it, and they imitate it on some level. I mean, it must be like if one person has this gift of God in them, and it's the way God intends it to be, we're convinced of our love, our value. We know we're being transformed by Him and by all the circumstances that happen around us. Our dreams are telling us that, all that kind of stuff. And then so when you have that kind of, that's what witnesses, that's the work. And I'm thinking a priest gets up in the pulpit, I get up in the pulpit and look at a congregation. I say, okay, I'm gonna say something to them. If I'm giving them advice of what to do,
right,
it kills it. I mean, you all should be more loving. You should all be kinder. Let's start. Everybody should meditate. Let's have everybody meditate for 5 minutes every day. And I mean, those kind of things are advice things. But if I'm up there witnessing the work, like I'm in that pulpit with a recognition that I'm loved, that I'm empowered to be a vehicle of something for these people. They sense in me this presence, confidence in not self, not in what I'm saying, but in something mysterious. And I also feel when you're not in charge of fixing people, determining what they need, you are so free of a source of anxiety that you begin to understand what Jesus means when He said, if you let me love you, and you love those around you, you will live in a life of joy.
Yes.
And I kept thinking, what is joy, And I've experienced it at moments in my life, but it's interesting, just in these last couple of days we've had together, I felt it happen to me. And the difference was there was no shame, there was no fear, there was no anger, there was nothing, I wasn't in a hurry, nothing needed to be a certain way. And I said, God, this is a whole different way of life. I mean, this is like, this is not work, this is like,
it's freedom.
It's freedom.
Right.
Think of that. I mean, to do the work of allowing God to love you, which is not supposedly that hard, I mean, it is in a way, but I mean, you allow that to happen. You're experiencing the transformation of that. You witness it to people. They are drawn to it. They connect with it, and then it's like the work is done. Like when
it is done.
Yeah, it's done. Yeah,
that is at the core of what I do in my practice. Anyone that comes in, thousands, hundreds of patients.
Right, I'm sure.
At the core issue is some kind of cognitive dissonance that says, on the deepest level, whether they're aware of it or not, is I am unworthy of being loved. And to me, that's sad.
Yeah.
So the work that I'm about and that you're about is to create a space first within myself to say, you know what, you are lovable. I am lovable. I love me. God loves me, blah, blah. Create that space, and that part of them that believes and knows that to the core will rise up and ameliorate the cognitive dissonance of everything that's standing in the way. It happens every time. That's the work.
Wow.
Wouldn't you say?
Well, now I would. No, I really, you're right. I know.
There's 1,000 different